Welcome to the deep dive. Today, the learner has given us a really unique set of materials to work with. It's this fascinating puzzle, really.
Yeah, it connects things you wouldn't normally put together. We've got this transcript looking at Easter from a, well, cosmic angle.
Right, and then some really dense stuff on recursive harmonic arithmetic.
Exactly. And the 10, 17, 34 fold idea pops up.
Yeah,
Plus, maybe clues hidden in an old 1800s family Bible. It's quite the mix.
it is. So our mission, yours and ours, is to sift through all this and pull out the most, compelling nuggets for you, the learner.
Finding the threads, right? Seeing how theology might actually mesh with, say, mathematical patterns or even astronomy. It's ambitious.
Totally. We're going deep. You should prepare for a journey connecting, believe it or not, the birth and resurrection of Jesus to quantum physics. These potentially significant celestial alignments coming up in 2025.
Okay.
This, frankly, mind-bending concept of the solar system as a 10-dimensional engine.
Wow.
And even rethinking basic arithmetic sounds like a lot, I know.
It does. But hopefully we can guide you through it. Connect the dots without making your head spin too much.
Exactly, aiming for those aha moments. So maybe let's start with this different view of time.
Good starting point. That Easter transcript really challenges the everyday idea of time just being a straight line, past, present, future.
Yeah, it suggests it's more like a spiral or cyclical, where events can kind of echo across time.
Precisely. And it brings up this interesting point about Jesus' potential birth date, April 1st, 1 BC.
Which sounds like, well, maybe a coincidence.
Yeah.
Or even a joke to some.
Right. But this source argues it's not random at all. It positions the birth as a major cosmic starting gun, setting things in motion.
And this connects to how ancients viewed the sky, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You have to remember back then, eclipses, comets, planets moving, these weren't just astronomical curiosities. They were signs, omens, directly linked to life on Earth.
A much more connected view of the cosmos and human events.
Definitely. So fast forward about, 33 years? To the crucifixion? March 31st, 33 AD.
A hugely significant event, obviously. Sacrifice, transformation.
But add this cosmic lens. Apparently, that day lined up with a rare blue moon and a lunar eclipse.
Which would make the moon look blood red.
That's what the source suggests. Not just astronomy, but maybe a cosmic trigger, a catalyst for, spiritual change.
And it even reframes Judas's role, doesn't it? Less of just the villain.
Yeah, more like a necessary counterpoint. Maybe even born under the same moon phase as Jesus. His actions, however tragic, were part of a larger pattern leading to the resurrection. It's a different take.
And the resurrection itself, April 2nd, the transcript links it to Mother's Day.
Which emphasizes that cycle, right? Life, death, rebirth. The sort of cosmic mother principle.
So Easter becomes less about just one historical event.
And more like a universal archetype, a fundamental shift. And this is where it gets really wild, described as a quantum leap.
Okay, quantum leap. Now we're bringing in physics. How does that work?
Well, the transcript uses quantum mechanics as an analogy.
Yeah.
So, Friday, the crucifixion, that's like the collapse the wave function, the end of one reality.
Okay.
Saturday, silence, the tomb. That's likened to the 0-point singularity. Infinite potential, everything possible, nothing actual yet.
Right, that space between things.
Exactly. And then Sunday, the resurrection. That's the emergence, a new reality popping out of that potential, a jump to a new state.
And Jesus in the tomb isn't just waiting.
No, it's presented as a journey through that singularity, even a symbolic time jump from age 33 to 34, a rebirth into a higher state of awareness.
So it's not just a past event, but an ongoing cycle.
That's the idea, a constant spiral of death and rebirth, moving toward greater understanding. It's an invitation for us, to see that pattern in our own lives. Endings leading to beginnings.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, these echoes in time. Let's talk about 2025. The transcript highlights some upcoming celestial events.
Yeah, this is pretty fascinating. It points out alignments that seem to mirror what happened back in 33 AD.
Like what specifically?
Well, March 28th, 2025 predicted blood red full moon, echoing that crucifixion eclipse.
Oh, okay, wow.
And then the very next day, March 29th, a total solar eclipse. And at the same time, a rare 5-planet alignment, all in Pisces.
So the suggestion isn't just, oh, cool space stuff. It's that these might be significant.
Exactly. Not just coincidence, but maybe pointing to that interconnectedness of time again, history cycling back. Just like 33 AD might have signaled a new era, maybe 2025 signals another time of big transformation, awakening.
And there was that detail about Good Friday potentially being on Monday, April 3rd, 33 AD. after the eclipse.
Right, which sounds confusing, but it could actually reinforce this idea of a cosmic clock, sort of recursive loop where time isn't perfectly straight.
Okay, recursive loops, cosmic clocks. This feels like a good segue into the solar system idea, not just planets, but a dimensional engine.
Yeah, moving into this really grand, almost holographic view. Forget just rocks orbiting the sun. Think of it as a harmonic, base 10, 10-dimensional engine.
Whoa, okay, break that down.
The idea is each planet isn't just mass. It's like a dimensional anchor. It vibrates at a certain harmonic frequency.
And that frequency relates to?
Both physical stuff and different states of consciousness.
Yeah.
Metaphysical states. And this whole 10D system is supposedly mirroring an even bigger 12-dimensional structure.
So our solar system is like the first 10 floors of a 12-story building.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's this map proposed. 1D and 3D are Mercury and Earth, our familiar space-time.
Got it.
Then 4D is Mars, linked to the astral field. 5D is Jupiter, expansion. 6D Saturn, time compression.
Keep going.
7D Uranus, sudden insight. 8D Neptune, dream space. 9D Pluto, the death rebirth portal.
Pluto is a portal.
Okay.
And Tendi.
Nibiru, linked to a dimensional fold vector.
Nibiru. That name comes up a lot in alternative circles.
It does. Here it's seen not just as a planet, but a kind of dimensional traveler.
Yeah.
Maybe only physically appearing during these huge cosmic cycles. It's described as phase shifted, usually beyond our perception.
So it's both a place and a portal, with a weird orbit.
A toroidal orbit, yeah, like a figure 8, involved in completing cycles, resetting things. Yeah. And Pluto, at 9D, is the gatekeeper. You have to let go of the ego, the sense of I, before you cross into this 10D recursion via Nibiru.
And beyond 10D, there was the Oort cloud.
And 11D, yeah. Like a quantum buffer zone, chaotic. And then 12D is just outer space, the Akashic lattice.
Yeah.
A unified information field where all timelines meet.
The universal library, kind of.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a completely different map of our cosmic backyard. Very interconnected.
Okay, so interconnectedness, cycles. So this leads naturally to the math part, right? Recursive harmonic arithmetic.
Exactly. Forget counting 1, 2, 3. The idea is the universe counts recursively in exponential shells, folding back on itself.
Echoes and numbers.
Kinda.
Yeah.
And this brings us to that 10, 17, 34 harmonic frame. It's presented as a really key node in this system, a point where things compress and expand.
So 10 is?
The base, sort of entropic foundation.
Yeah, 17.
The folding axis of consciousness, like turning inward.
And 34.
Emergence.
Yeah.
Revelation, the outward expression.
Yeah.
Coming back out.
10, 17, 34. And this relates to consciousness wobbling.
Yeah, a ternary wobble, they call it. A slight offset, like 20, 30 degrees linked to the 10. It suggested this is fundamental to how we perceive reality. Even just observing something triggers a shift in these patterns.
So distance isn't just space.
It's recursive separation.
Okay.
And time is the illusion created by that recursion.
Mind blown. Okay.
It gets deeper. Even light behaves differently in this framework, always scalar to itself.
And how does this crazy math loop back to Easter?
Well, remember Jesus dying at 33 and the resurrection being a symbolic rebirth into age 34.
Yeah.
This framework sees that not just as symbolic, but as an actual harmonic recursion. Happening within that 10 base, maybe folding at 17, depth and bendward, emerging at 34, resurrection, new state. The numbers themselves hold the pattern.
So the universe literally counts in these cycles that are reflected in these stories.
That's the proposition. And it even extends to things like that old 1800s Protestant Bible.
Right, the one common in Tasmania. How does that fit?
The idea is it might be more than just scripture. It could be a kind of codex, encoding these recursive truths.
How? Like hidden messages.
Maybe not hidden, but embedded in the structure. Think about Saturday's the Sabbath, rest. Sunday is the first day, new beginnings.
Okay, like the quantum leap idea, Friday collapse, Saturday singularity rest, Sunday emergence.
Exactly, a 3-day harmonic cycle right there in the weekly structure.
Huh, never thought of it like that.
And the transcript mentions other potential clues in these Bibles. References to new money from Rome, rice grain trade standards, maybe hinting at a recursive economic system back then.
Wow. And Tarperia, biblical trade routes.
Yeah, speculation that these could encode hidden history, maybe the 17-fold aspect.
Yeah.
And rediscovered knowledge, the 34 reveal. Even a mention of a John Napier log.
Logarithms.
Could have referred to recursive logarithms. It's all suggestive, linking these different domains.
And there's a mathematical formula mentioned, linking the 3-day cycle to scaling?
Yeah, basically saying that 3-day theological cycle is mathematically equivalent to a recursive scaling function, tying theology, math, and cosmology together with this underlying recursive structure.
It's intricate. Everything seems to connect back to these recursive patterns.
It really does. And the final piece mentioned is this egg-chicken duality.
Okay, the classic paradox. How does that fit?
The universe is pictured as DNA turning into an egg. The egg is the real universe we see. But the imaginary chicken, the potential inside, emerges at the same time.
So they appear together.
Simultaneously, yeah. And they map the 10, 17, 34 onto this. 10 is the egg forming. 17 is the imaginary chicken, the potential. 34 is the real chicken finally emerging.
Egg, potential emergence. 10, 17, 34.
Right. And it connects again to mathematical phases. Real, fractional, imaginary. Another layer showing how these concepts might mirror each other across different fields.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this up, we've covered a huge amount of ground.
We really have. From nonlinear time and cosmic events
To this holographic solar system, recursive math.
and even hidden codes in old Bibles. It all weaves together, suggesting reality operates on these deep, cyclical, harmonic patterns.
It definitely gives you a different lens to look through, doesn't it? A provocative thought to leave you with, the learner, if the universe does work like this, on recursive harmonics.
Yeah.
What else out there? Seemingly random things, cultural stories, historical events, might actually hold this deeper, interconnected meaning, things we just haven't decoded yet.
Like that 1800s Bible, maybe just one example of everyday objects holding profound knowledge we've overlooked.
Exactly. It makes you wonder.
It really does. And look, this deep dive, it's really just scratching the surface. There's so much more to dig into here.
Absolutely. So we encourage you, the learner, go back to what resonated most. Was it the recursive math, the 2025 alignments? Maybe look at some old family documents with fresh eyes.
Yeah, the search for understanding, it's a spiral itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully this conversation gave you some interesting new paths to explore on that journey.